Hello everyone. It's been a really long time since I've made one of these, and I thought that it would be fitting to make something that was relevant and popular. Just like when I was a kid, Mario was one of the favorite things for kids to talk about in school, how they were playing it and other video games, looking into all the different paraphernalia associated with Mario, Super Mario Brothers, etc. Today, we're going to talk about these things right here. I have a couple, and in case you didn't know from the title of this video, they're called fidget spinners. The first article that I wanted to talk about fidget spinners is actually a wake-up call for all of us teachers who claim, hey kids, you need to write down your ideas, you need to patent that, you need to get your ideas out there because you could have something big. Well, Catherine Hettering had the idea for the fidget spinner. She called it a weird frisbee or a toy UFO back when her patent first began in 1997. That was so many years ago. So back in 2005, when she let her patent lapse because she didn't pay for it each year since then, she didn't think anything of it. 2016, the fidget spinner reared its head in popular culture, and kids are now playing with it to where schools have actually banned this toy for its disruption in classrooms, etc. Well, the whole reason for the first article was just talking about how kids don't just need to write down their ideas. They also need to yell them from the rooftops, keep fighting for them, because when she let her patent stop, somebody else swooped in, stole the idea, and now she's not making anything from this, despite the fact that Wikipedia still claimed Catherine as the originator of the idea of this product. So, kids out there, fight for it. Teachers, let your kids know that they can't just have the ideas. They need to fight for them too. The second article that I want to talk about these spinners spun because out of nowhere. This article talks about how the craze came from seemingly nowhere, and now it's hard to find them in various stores. They started at 7-Eleven, and prices range from $3, $4 to $17. The preferable place that it doesn't say is Amazon.com. I got mine at like Ocean State Job Lot for the cheapest that I've seen. But the point being is that prices can go up. Fads aren't forever. I remember when Beanie Babies was the thing. So parents need to be wary. A YouTube channel that I really love to see is Matthias, and he made 2 so far videos about these fidget spinners. 6 of the most unique fidget spinners, which 4 weeks ago had 6,428,810 views, or 6 of the most unique fidget spinners again, 1 week ago with 1,342,166 views. I think I saw both of them. You can see the variations on these, and definitely take a look at his channel because he's pretty awesome. The next article kind of riffs off of the previous one, but talks about the monetary aspect. And do you think that teens should earn their spending money? And that could mean buying these fad things like fidget spinners or other paraphernalia, or buying their clothes, food items, etc., and getting themselves ready for their future. Even opening bank accounts. Obviously, me working in a financial aspect right now, I know that children under 18 need an adult with them in order to open accounts. But it's a good idea for them to get this training at the early stages of life. So, what do you think? Do you think that kids should be earning their own spending money? Or do you think their job is to get an education, focus on that education, build the skills they're going to need for future? Can they do both at the same time? It's more of a posed question than this is what I think. Now, as an educator, I have to bring Matthias back because in one of those videos, I have a clip of him saying that these fidget spinners actually serve a purpose for students of the autism spectrum and other like-minded individuals who need that tactile stimulation. Let's look at that clip.
This one's a bit different. You know, we've all seen the normal fidget spinners. I think I even have one in my pocket. Yeah. So, for those of you not familiar with the craze, this is a fidget spinner. All right? This is not one of the cool ones that we're looking at. This is just a regular... Well, I mean, it's just a normal, average fidget spinner, right? It's got ball bearings in it. You take this out, you can see all the ball bearings in there, and it'll just essentially spin. And it's meant to allow you to, you know, something to do with your fingers. Because a lot of people, like me, fidget, right? And sometimes they fidget with things around, they annoy people. This kind of gives you an outlet. I know it does, for a fact, help people that, like, help kids that are autistic and stuff like that. I've seen it. It makes a huge difference. This one looks like it's made all out of aluminum, meteorite-like alloy, balanced human magnetic field. I'm very curious about these, like, balls in there. That may be, like, something else that, like, if you have a fidget cube, it's cool to, like, have that tactile stimulation. Am I right? Add to cart.
I had to play it a little bit longer because I love that sound that either Brian, his brother-in-law, I want to say, or whoever was editing the video added to each time they buy something, add to cart. So, in talking about the fidget spinner, I do know that students on the autism spectrum like tactile stimulation. I've worked with a lot of them that will do stimming exercises. One of my students rubbed his upper thighs repeatedly when he was feeling uncomfortable or extremely happy. Most of the ones I've worked with liked to work on the computer because pressing the keys felt good to them. Obviously, what we allowed them to see were very bright sounds and images that they would like, that would stimulate them in other ways. But for a fidget spinner, there's one ergonomic button on each side of the middle, and then it's just flicking whatever shape we have the extending parts to spin the spinner, and then feeling the balance of the spinner itself can be satisfying. If it's not balanced, teaching them how to turn and twist to make it balanced is also another stimulating activity. But is this going to stop the average student from fidgeting in class? Are they going to focus on the lesson? For a fidget spinner, majority of the time, you need two hands. You cannot be writing an assignment while flicking your fidget spinner. It doesn't happen. Now, if you're advanced, maybe in a high school science class, and you're trying to figure out velocity, and let's do something that the kids are going to enjoy. Figure out the velocity of spinning this with one flick of X, whatever the unit measure is. It's not my forte. Or taking the ball bearings out of each area and flicking it again. Or you can take each one out and recalculate to find out. That's some kind of core education being placed to a fun toy. You might have heard Matthias mention a fidget cube. These things, I think, can be more obnoxious in class if the student is just playing with it, but if it's something for downtime or if they need that stress reliever for any other reason, this has 5 out of 6 areas on it, and I have one here. So you can see this area has a bunch to play with. It has a ball that you can slide on, pretty silent. These things here have different needs for spinning them, and they do make a noise, but the feeling can be good to some. It looks like a die with all 5, but you can actually push them like buttons on a clicker box. Then you've got a spinner, not like the fidget spinner, it's a cube with a spinner on it. Then you have a flip top button that twirls. You can push it down, push and twirl. Then the on-off switch. And I believe we have gotten all of our sides of our fidget. The last one just shows the name brand of the one that you have chosen. So, extremely obnoxious in sound, much more tactile stimulation. I'm not sure if you can use it for as many educational points. Counting to 5, pretty simple stuff. Flicking on and off a light switch, maybe for special education you might need that to gear up towards living on their own. But the majority is just that tactile stimulation that you really need to calm down or refocus from an internal struggle to one of an external struggle. Choose one side. If that's not enough, choose all of them and gear down to just one, and then you can get yourself out of your head for an emotional standpoint. Well, that's my spiel. If you have anything to add, I would love to hear it in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I hope you please subscribe. The 10-second takeaways. Learn from Lap's patent. Go after your dreams and keep going after them. Spend your money wisely. Not all fads are important or last forever. Learn what's important in spending your money or investing in your future. Use fidget spinners for the novelty. Don't expect too much long term. And different tactile uses for different people.